Okay, so the last time I tried to make a video, on how to do macarons, and it just did not work out. It is a little tedious to do that, so I'm gonna have to do a whole nother video on how to do it, but that's for a whole nother day because it does take a little bit of while. So for today's video, I'm gonna attempt to make a mere glazed cake. I got this recipe from Chelsea Sweets. So I'm hoping it'll work out, okay? And basically what you're gonna need is a few ingredients that I have here, and you're gonna need a digital thermometer, which I cannot find mine. So it says if you don't have a digital thermometer, when you have the mixture, it just has to be slightly warm to the touch. So we're gonna hope and pray that it actually works without a thermometer, okay? And you're gonna need a scale. Any scale will do. It does give you the measurings on her recipe by cups, but it is really helpful if you do it by the gram, just because it's very precise, and it's more likely that your recipe will come out right. So what you're gonna need for this, okay, so I have 300 grams of granulated sugar. I already put it on the side. And I have 178 grams of water. I have 200 grams of condensed milk. And see, on the recipe, 200 grams of condensed milk, it said 3 cups, but it's actually, this is 2/3 of a cup. So it was more. So just go by the grams, it's easier. And then 350 grams of white chocolate chips. She says it's easier if you use the miniature chocolate chips, but I did not find them, so we're gonna use just regular white chocolate chips. And then 18 grams of bloomed unflavored gelatin. Here it is. This is the box that I got. She says on her video, it's Knox original gelatin, unflavored, and it does have to be unflavored. I found this at Walmart, and they also do sell it at Target, so you could get it at either one of those stores. And powder's coming out. You could get it at either one of those stores, so that would work. And you put it in 1/4 cups of water, and you just let it sit on the side. A few other things that you are gonna need is a bowl to stir all your ingredients in. Any bowl I guess will do. A spatula so you can mix all your ingredients in, and how many ever colors you are using for your glaze. I am using 4 colors, so I got 4 bowls. I'm doing the base color, which is the biggest bowl, and then a little amounts of other colors, and I have my colors that I'm using on the side. So whatever, make sure they are gel food colorings and not water-based, okay? So what you're gonna do first is you're gonna pour your sugar, your whole sugar, okay? And you're gonna pour your water, your room temperature water, and you're gonna pour your condensed milk all together. You're gonna give that a good mix. And after it looks like it's fully mixed, we're gonna pop it in the microwave for 1 minute. So we'll do that.
A few moments later.
So after it's been in the microwave for 1 minute, you're gonna keep stirring, and make sure you don't feel any of the sugar on the bottom, like the little grains of sugar. The sugar should be fully incorporated into your mixture, and I do feel a little bit of the sugar. So if that happens after your minute and you still feel the sugar, you're gonna do 30-second intervals until you fully don't feel the sugar. But the more I mix this, the less I feel it, so maybe it's just you really have to incorporate it in there. Okay, so I don't feel any grains of sugar. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your bloomed gelatin. So so basically what bloom gelatin means is just, all it means is that you're gonna pour the amount of gelatin that it said and the amount of water, and you're just gonna let it sit on the side until it gets like, it's not watery anymore. So that's just what bloomed means. So you're gonna grab it, and it's kind of looks like it's all jiggly. You're gonna pour it in there, and you're gonna, so the mixture is hot, so you're gonna try to break it up, and then just kind of break it up into pieces in there. And then once it's broken up into pieces, you're gonna pop it in the microwave again for another minute.
A few moments
Okay,
later.
so we've popped this out of the microwave, and now you're just gonna keep mixing till the jello is like fully incorporated in there once again. And what you're gonna do is get half of your white chocolates, and you're gonna pour them in there. We're gonna put the other half on the side. We're gonna give it a little mix. And again, pop your mixture 1 more minute into the microwave.
A few moments later.
Okay, so once you pop that out of your microwave, you're gonna stir once more. And your chocolate should be starting to incorporate into the mixture. Okay, once you have mixed that for a while, you're gonna pour the rest of your chocolate chips in there. And you're gonna mix, for a while, and just kind of let it sit there, because since the mixture is warm, it's gonna melt the chocolate on its own, kind of. Not fully, because we're still gonna have to put it in the microwave, but it's gonna begin to melt it. Make it soft. The reason why it's easier to work with miniature chocolate chips is because the smaller they are, the faster they melt. That way you don't have any really like chance of getting like little pieces of chocolate that are not fully melted, which can create lumps in your mixture, like once you pour it onto the cake. So that's why they suggest that you get miniature ones, but we did not find miniature ones, so we've got to work with what we've got. So I'm gonna let this sit here for a little while the chocolate kind of softens up. And after I let it sit for a while, I'm gonna pop it into the microwave for 30 seconds this time, not a minute, so for 30 seconds.
Later.
Okay, so I let it sit for a little, like a minute, and then I put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. And it looks like all the chocolate is fully incorporated. If you don't want to get any of like little lumps or anything, or like you think you feel something, or you just want to make sure, you can put the mixture through a sifter, so that way any little pieces and bits of chocolate stay on there and your mixture is fully liquid. So it should look something like this. It's very watery. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep mixing just in case I have any bits and pieces of chocolate, to really get it incorporated in there.
Eventually.
Okay, so now that everything is incorporated, what we're gonna do is we're gonna separate it into our bowls, and also that's gonna help it reach its temperature. Once you're ready to pour it on your cake, it does have to be about 90 degrees, so not too hot, because when you take it out of the microwave after so many times putting it in there, it is over 100 degrees. So yeah, we're gonna let it cool into the little bowls, and while we pour it into here, we're also gonna color them. So we'll do that next. Okay, so you're gonna grab your 4 bowls, put it on the side, and then grab your mixture that's ready to go, and just pour it in there. Okay, so once it's in here, you're gonna grab your colors, whatever colors you choose, and you're gonna incorporate them in there. Okay, so I've got 4 spoons. I'm gonna put 1 in each. That way, when I put the color, I can mix it, and I keep mixing it. Even after you're done incorporating the color, you have to keep mixing just so it doesn't create a film on the top, so that you don't get that in your cake. So you have to keep constantly mixing all of them. Okay, so we're gonna incorporate our colors in. And I also have, because these are not drop-in, you can buy the drop-in, those are a lot easier. These are the Wilton gel colors. I'm gonna use a toothpick to kind of like pick out the color and just kind of swirl it in there. Okay, so black and dark blue are gonna be my main colors, so this is why I have the most of those. So I'm gonna get a toothpick and kind of just get the color into there. That looks beautiful. It's actually very satisfying. Okay, we're gonna get our next toothpick and we're gonna do the dark blue. Remember to keep swirling all of them. Then we're gonna get our lighter blue and get another toothpick. Of course, you add as much as you like. That's completely up to you. Remember, we don't want to film on top of them. For this one, I do think I want to put a little more. And finally, I'm going to put a little bit of purple. Remember, mix them all. Alright, once these are fully incorporated, just kind of sit them on the side till they reach their actual temperature that they need to be, so that you can pour it on the cake. But remember to keep stirring them so that they don't get that film on the top and that you don't have lumps when you get to pour over your cake. So I'm going to put these to the side, and I'm going to take out my cake that I did previously already make and already frosted. After you frost it, you're supposed to leave it in the fridge for a few hours. I actually did my cake yesterday. I frosted it, so it should be ready. Okay, so after you're letting this cool down, you are gonna get a cookie pan so that your cake can drip onto here. And you're gonna get something smaller than your cake. So because my cake is 8 inches, I'm getting a 6-inch pan. So I'm gonna put it upside down, and my cake is actually gonna rest on top of this. Okay, so I'm gonna get my cake out that's been fully chilled so I can actually touch it. And I'm gonna place it on top so that it can drip over. We're gonna let these cool a little bit more, and then we're gonna get to pouring. And before we do that, we're gonna actually pour the mixtures into a bigger bowl. Okay, so I'm gonna use a clear bowl so that you guys can kind of see the color effects that are gonna be poured onto my cake. Okay, so I got my clear bowl, and this is where I'm gonna pour the mixture of the colors that I have. Okay, so I'm gonna pour in my black because it is my base color. So I'm gonna pour this one in first. And then I'm gonna kind of swirl in the blue. Okay, you guys can do it however you want the pattern. That's completely up to you. I'm just kind of like gonna swirl it around, just kind of to give it a different kind of pattern. And then you're gonna drip your other colors in there as well. just however you want it. You can also do this also while it's on the cake. It's completely up to you if you just want to pour the base color in only on top of the cake and then do this. That is completely up to you. So however you want. There's no right or wrong way. We're just hoping it comes out right. Okay, so I'm gonna get my cake and we're gonna pour it on. So hopefully this works, guys. Fingers crossed. I'm praying. Okay, here goes nothing. I feel like I should have poured more into this. Alright, I guess. Okay, that's kind of scary. I do see a few little bubbles. I don't know if I should pop them or not. I'm just kind of scared. Okay, yes, I should pop them. So I guess if you see bubbles, just kind of pop them. It kind of just smoothens out. You're just gonna let it keep dripping until it's until it pretty much hardens. Okay, you don't need to pop it into the fridge or anything. You're just gonna let it sit at room temperature for a couple of minutes, and yeah, I do like the outcome. I think it did work. Hopefully it is working. I'm kind of swirling so you guys can see what it looks like all around. Looks pretty cool. Okay, so I am gonna add a little bit of gold dust to this. I did see a video where someone added it while it was drying. I don't know if I should. Okay, we're gonna try a little bit while it's still doing that and like dripping or whatever, and then a little bit after. So yeah, we'll do that. I got a little bit of dazzling gold diamond dust, and I'm just gonna dip a little tiny brush in there and kind of like just dip it in the loose powder and just kind of like go like that to it, so all the gold dust kind of falls on there, and it creates a really pretty like effect on it. Okay guys, so now what I'm doing, and it looks actually better when I do it with that, is mixing it with vodka. Okay, so you get a little bit, tiny bit of vodka, and you mix it in with your powder. What I'm doing is just like dipping my brush into a little container that I put vodka in. Literally just the cap, actually, not even a container. I dip my brush in the vodka, and then I have a little bit of the gold dust right here, and I dip my brush in the dust, and then I just do the same exact thing that I was doing. But instead of just dust, it actually creates like these, it's like more pigmented. It's not just glittery, like it actually has spots of gold. So I don't know if you could see it on the camera, but it does have a little gold on the sides. You see, like over here. Okay, so it does it looks pretty, gives it a nice touch. Whoops. Okay, anyways, I don't need that anymore. So what I do suggest if you are making this cake is to perfect it, okay? Because even though the glaze is on top, you can kind of see how I didn't perfect the edges, okay? But overall, I am pretty happy with the way this cake came out. It looks very pretty, okay? And then I did try this mixture before, you know, putting it on, and it's pretty good, okay? I saw some videos where it said it tasted nasty. Maybe they just didn't do it right, but I love condensed milk. I like put it on my strawberries and whatnot. Some people think it's disgusting. I love this. I mean, I love condensed milk. So I think it's good. So if you like condensed milk, it's a pretty good recipe because of the jello does not have any flavor, and it's like also a lot of chocolate, okay? So it's chocolate and condensed milk. It is very sweet, but it's delicious, okay? And once it's cold, it's easy to cut. It's not like sticky. I did see one video where this girl cut it and it was like all gooey. She said it tasted like a gummy worm. Obviously she did not do it right, okay guys? So please follow the instructions, and like I said, it's so much easier if you just go by the grams instead of the cups. A scale is, you know, you don't have to get a fancy scale, a digital scale at Walmart. It's like, this one I think was like 15 bucks, okay? It's no big deal. Nothing expensive. If you want to get something fancier, then obviously they vary in price. But you know, a simple one will do. You know, the more expensive things are not always the best. So yeah, just get yourself that, and get yourself a thermometer. I did not have my, I don't know where I left mine. I constantly lose things. This is typical for me, but it will make your life a lot easier. I was really scared that I wasn't gonna have the right temperature, that it was just gonna all drip, or it was gonna get too hard, but thankfully it worked out. It came out good. I am content with the results. This cake is actually for my nephew's birthday. They're twins. They're 9 years old, so, and that is my child calling my name. Yeah. So yeah, anyways, this cake is for my nephews. They are turning 9 tomorrow. They are twins, and so I made a cake for them. And yeah, so I'm pretty happy with the results. So now we're just gonna wait. You can't see the camera, but see these little drips. Once it's fully dried, I'm gonna go in with a knife and just kind of like scrape those little drops off. And I'll show you guys. So I'm just gonna let it sit here for about 30 minutes, and we'll be back.
One eternity later.
Okay, so we're back, and it's been approximately 30 minutes. I've fully let it drip, and it looks like it's not dripping anymore. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a knife or a spatula, whatever works best for you, and we're kind of just gonna here there you go. See, we're just gonna kind of take off the drips that have dried on the cake. Okay, so I've got my spatula here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go around the cake. Let me see if I can move this. We're gonna go around the cake and just kind of take the drips off. Try to bring them into like inside the cake. That way you're not like pulling on it, because it is a little bit like sticky because it is drying. Like, I don't know if you can tell, like, you know. So try not to pull on them. Try to pull them in. Okay, so after we've done this and completely like, you know, taken off the edges, we're gonna transfer it onto a cake board, which I think is a scary part because I don't know if you're supposed to let it dry, but you can't touch it. Okay, so I've got my cake board here, and we're gonna try to transfer it onto here. This does have a cardboard under. When you make the cake, you always have to place it on a cardboard just just because I don't know why. But so we're gonna transfer it onto here. This is a more sturdy one, and it's the cake is 8 inches and this is 10 inches, so that you have space to grab it from whenever you need to grab it or whatever. Or if you're making a trim on cake, it also on your cakes, not necessarily this one, but it does leave you space to make the trim around the cake. So with that said, we're gonna transfer it. I'm a little scared, to be honest. And it's stuck to my hands. Try to place it right in the middle. Okay. And kind of just slide your finger slightly to the end, and then just kind of. It does help if you have like a cake carrier, a mover, whatever you want to call it. I do have one, but it's actually right here. But that way you can just slide it off and you don't have like your finger pushing up. Okay, so we did it, and our cake is on the board. That way, if whatever, my hands are full of the glaze from the bottom of the cake. But you know, for whatever you're gonna put it on now, you can easily transfer it, because now you can grab it. We're gonna chill it in the fridge for a couple of hours till it fully hardens. But yeah, now you can easily grab it without having to touch so close to the cake. And you can put it on a cake stand or whatever you want to put it on. It works, okay? There's no right or wrong way, okay? And if you guys try this, send me pictures, or you know, I'd love to see it. So yeah, if you guys want to see on how to like assemble a cake, let me know. I can make a video on that too. Like, again, it's not that hard. So this was a fun little experiment. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. And if you do try it, send me pictures. If you don't know what my Instagram is, I will put it down here below. And hopefully I see some of you guys try this. It was fun. It was cool. I do suggest, like, when I poured all the mixtures into the big bowl, I do suggest putting most of it in. That way I didn't have to go again around with the little bowls to fill in, because if you notice here on the tray is what fell from what was already mixed in, and it looks a lot prettier than just like the lines that you can see of when I went in with the spooning, you know. So mix it all into the bowl, all your mixture, so you have enough to cover the cake, and then just pour it on top. Don't do a little bit like me to where I had to pour from the little bowls. So that is the only suggestion I have. Oh, and then make your cake as smooth as you can. It'll look prettier, I think. But yeah, that's basically it. Let me put it on a cake board and spin it for you guys so you guys can see the final result.